This is the book that I spent the last 2 years writing potentially viral video ideas into. Coincidentally, this is also the book where I keep 2 years of video ideas that didn't work. An endurance run. Trying to achieve something bigger than yourself. How many times can you stumble over yourself and keep going? How many people can tell you you're wasting your time? How long can you go at it without ever seeing a dime for it? This is the story of how I learned there's a cost to following your dreams. When I was younger, I wanted to be a scientist. I didn't even know what kind of scientist. If you went and asked little me, I would probably say something like, all of it, next question. And I meant that. I was a lofty dreamer, and I always have been. Now, clearly I am not a scientist. When I got a little older, I weighed the pros and cons of being a scientist, and I came out to the conclusion of, oh, it's just a regular ass job. I thought like when you just walked in, you got the keys for your spaceship on your desk. Like, this is boring. I don't want to waste my dreams on this. So I kind of abandoned it. And now thinking back on it, I believe I only wanted to be a scientist to try to be a good influence on the world, you know? Be a light that brightens others based on what I've accomplished, you know, all that corny stuff. And that's also something that's never changed. Because the next career that interested me was actually YouTube gamer. You see, the name Pix actually stems from the Latin word pixelator J, which means me 8 years ago. Pixels, like in a video game, you get it? At first it was Game Master J, and I was actually pretty excited for Game Master J, and then I told my buddies about it, and alright guys, so I wanted to make this gaming channel called Game Master J, right? What y'all thinking of the name? Game Master! They were clowning on my dreams and aspirations, and I didn't even make a video yet. But I was motivated to prove them wrong. I got straight to work and all the mean things they said kept replaying through my mind. 10 views, they said. No subscribers, they said. I wouldn't have a chance, they said. But after some time, I finally did it. I posted my first video. I went to school that very day, walked up to my friends and said, how did you know? Like the 2 views in it, like wow, you were really on the money with that, huh? On top of that, the video actually got taken down from YouTube because I used a little bit too much of the in-game music, which is fine until you really think about it. I wasn't playing Halo, I was playing this crappy Stickman basketball game on my phone. And then the second part of it, of the 10 people that saw my video, of course one of them had to be the creator of Stickman basketball. That is wild. And I think that probably should have been the most clear start that gaming stuff wasn't for me, but of course, true to form, I don't listen. This was just the start. A little later, I kind of picked up a dysfunctional work system. My dad got me an Elgato capture card for Christmas, so I was finally able to stop playing muted Stickman basketball in all my videos. At the time, I had a Switch, so I used it. But even making videos was a bit of a challenge, because I didn't even have a room then. Like this room, my dad used to live in it before he moved out, so I'd have to make timeshares with him for whenever I wanted to record. Hey Dad, you told me I could record Stickman Basketball Part 43 today. I kind of got into my bag playing a game you probably heard called Smash Bros. And there I found marginal success. A few videos got a few hundred views, which isn't a bad start at all and drastically improving from my previous experiences. So you're probably wondering why I gave up on it. Well, it was kind of a slow burn. Like, think about my situation for a second. It was bad. I didn't have a room at the time. I didn't have the funds to constantly buy the new games that were coming out, so I wasn't able to really compete with other YouTubers. I was competing with grown men about who could make better Animal Crossing videos, and I didn't even have a computer to edit my videos. I had to schedule time with my dad for that too. On top of all of that, everybody I knew clowned me for it. Yet somehow I persevered. Yeah, I know, I'm so inspiring, right? Well, put the nail in the coffin though. I'll never forget this day. YouTube released this system that penalized videos or channels that had children as the main star of the show. Which is kind of crazy. I gave them all this free content to run ads on and all my information. That's how they do me. I was going on this nightly drive with my dad. It was a beautiful moonlight. The stars were out. It was the perfect weather to eviscerate a kid's dreams. Well, Max, I knew this was important to you, and you had a good run, so be happy for that at least. Yeah, but I'm still around. Like, what do you mean? Well, you know the rules. They're taking down channels like yours, and I just don't think it's reasonable for you to be making content that could literally disappear any day now. I mean, yeah, but I'm a small channel. This is the best time for you to build an audience so I can blow up when this all blows over. Either way, I'll be an adult by then. Well, you will be an adult one day, and then you can make your own decisions, but for right now, I'm busy. I don't always have the time to let you spend hours editing your videos, making your content, all of that, especially given how risky it all is. You have time, kid. You don't have to rush everything all at once. Enjoy being a kid, and I promise you, you'll value that way more than trying to fit a square peg through a round. And then I kind of thought about it. It's not like I was getting paid, and my circumstances didn't help all that much. It seemed like a torturable time sink, which would have been fine if I wasn't broke already. So I quit. I had no other option. Took one solemn last look at my channel, picked up my bag on a stick, and then walked away. And my dad was right, you know, I moved on with my life. I enjoyed being a kid, and it was nice getting a few more hours of the day. And now let's fast forward about 2 years. Life was chilling, I had a girlfriend, everything was going great in my life. And then I remembered it like it was some PTSD, like, leave me alone! Leave me alone! The more I thought about it, I was wondering if I'd ever come back to the space. I don't know, I think I'd like to make commentary videos. I kind of laughed off the thought, but then, you know, I got nothing better to do. Why not just throw a couple out there? You never know how they'll do. There was a creator boom during COVID where a lot of these commentary channels were kind of blowing up, so I thought, you know, it was still possible for me to ride the tail end of the wave. I would post and the people would love me. My name would be in lights by the end of the year. You gotta admit, I don't know when to quit. I made 4 videos, poorly edited, but yet somehow better than anything I've ever posted before, with the theming of life advice and perspective. I realized one of the main things I wanted to do with my life is help people in any way, shape, or form, regardless if it was actual advice or just putting a smile on someone's face after a long day. And even with those 4 very poorly edited videos, I fell in love with making content again. The YouTube algorithm did not care about my hubris at all. It was really tired of these commentary YouTubers actually getting a free ride. I got like 8 views. But hey, they didn't get strike down, so there's a chance. I said to myself, my dream got reignited. And it was a brilliant flame, magenta, all the other colors of light spectruming out of it in the middle of a snowstorm. And if there's one thing I've learned from hundreds of hours of research, is that this stuff is 60% random chance. It doesn't matter what YouTubers you watch or what brilliant strategy they created, just trust me on this one. Every person who's really big now was at the right place at the right time at least once in their life. And yeah, I know that might sound harsh and you might not even believe it, but think about how much trial and error it took for my delusional ass to understand that. I've kind of made an analogy for it. You ever played cup pong? A game where you throw the balls into the... Yeah, you know what it is. So you start off in life with 1 cup. And hey, you might hit it that first try, you might blow up, you might achieve everything you've ever wanted, and it might just come easy for you. But more than likely, you're not going to. Every step forward you can take in your life to improve yourself or to give yourself better odds adds another cup to the table. You have better odds, but at the end of the day, you're still throwing aimlessly. And I think once you kind of get into the ebb and flow of failure, you find this kind of peace with it. Me and failure have had a close and intimate relationship. There were ups and downs, moments of small virality with the smallest quotation marks I can find, which takes us to where we've come a pretty good way from where we started. You know, we've really grown the community here and even on TikTok. Yeah, I post TikToks, by the way. And I feel empty. Let me explain. This isn't the same game I played 2 years ago, where I just, throw a video out there, see how it does, don't put too much time and effort into it. I be putting elbow grease into this video. You see this? This is ashy for you. And once again, while I am thankful for everything I do have, you know, you would like to see something back for it in some kind of dividends. When I got my first job, I spent my first few paychecks on this microphone and the sound box to use the microphone. I'm not gonna pick it up because I'd like this video to sound nice. YouTube has deleted my channel before. Don't think I forgot about that one. Like, I give y'all all this freer content that you run more ads on now. And that's how you do me? Well, I have it back, so I appreciate that. Thank you, YouTube. I have to pay for my editing software because I use CapCut and I'm trying to find the time to learn DaVinci Resolve, but the problem is with CapCut is that I couldn't export a picture of my butthole without a watermark on it, so I have to pay for Pro. And I also just don't have the free time I had before. Like, I'm in college now, which is also a thing I have to deal with that's really annoying. And that's also a really big time sink. I'm working practically full-time job hours on this kind of stuff just to make videos for y'all. And no, this isn't a ploy to be like, oh, subscribe, and I pull out my little change cup or whatever. I'm just being genuine with y'all. Every time I sit down to edit, I'm actively choosing not to do something or taking away my own time to actually sit back and relax after a long day's work to make a video about gambling. And after all of that, I haven't seen a fucking dime for it. After 2 long years making the wrong moves in the wrong places at the wrong time. So I figured someone on the internet has to understand where I'm coming from. Cause this isn't just a YouTube thing, this could happen with anything. I can understand the feeling of life trying to screw you over. Surely one of y'all gotta understand what I'm talking about, right? I pray to God every day to make this better for me, and it's probably thanks to him that I'm still here talking to y'all right now. With all that being said, true to form, I'm still gonna keep doing it. Now you might think I'm a little insane. Yeah, but let me tell you my reason. Remember when I said earlier that my goal, or at least my dream in some form, is to be a light for the world, to inspire people, to make people's days better? What I say at the end of every video. So I'd have to imagine that I would rather fail in pursuit of what I would really aspire to do. If that kept happening for a while, I would feel 1,000 times more fulfilled than if I on my own volition fully quit. I would rather I fail 1,000 times before I sit down once and say I can't do it. I only need to make one video that hits, and then it's all up from there. One good day, one good action could change everything. Every time I've quit before, I've ended up coming back to this, because honestly, it just makes me happy. Engaging with y'all in the comments, building a community, seeing numbers go up, it's not much, but it's something, you know? Complacency is the death of your journey. And for many people, it's not really much of a choice they have, like how I was when my dad was talking to me about this thing in the car. It's not a matter of your willpower, because yes, you can get motivated to beyond heights in your lowest of lows, but keeping that is difficult. And you have time. Life, I've realized, isn't supposed to be one big epilogue. You're not supposed to have it all figured out, planned out, done by the time you're 25. It is the journey of constant failure, constant regret, but you learn and you come back stronger. As long as you have breath in your body, I firmly believe that you can make a change in your life. I will be making videos until I physically can't take it anymore or God blesses me. Either way, I think I'd still be more content than working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my days. Whether this video gets 10 views or 1 million, please God let it be 1 million. 10 likes or 100,000 likes, please God let it be 100,000 likes. Or even 2 comments or 20,000 comments, God, please don't let them call me corny in the comments. For the people that are here, I ask of you, did you enjoy the video? Did it make your day a little bit better? That's enough for me for now. Have a good one.